Have you ever judged someone's character based on their actions, only to find out later that there was more to the story? This is called a fundamental attribution error, and it's a common mistake we all make. The fundamental attribution error is the tendency to overestimate the role of personality and underestimate the impact of situational factors in shaping the behavior or impacting one's reaction in a particular setting. This concept was first introduced by the social psychologist Edward Jones in 1972. For example, students often overestimate their professor's knowledge, assuming they know everything about the subject. But in reality, professors may be expecting only a specific area of the subject. Now let's talk about the quiz show experiments. We have two random people chosen. A coin is tossed to identify who would ask who questions. So one person asks the other questions. So a coin is tossed to choose who is supposed to ask who questions. Okay. Now the one who usually asks the questions can ask from any area at all. So can choose to ask from math, science, psychology, physics, chemistry, biology, economics, any field at all that he's comfortable to ask questions from. Now the one who is answering has a tough time because usually if, let's say, the answerer is an expert in the field of mathematics and is to be asked questions in economics or psychology or, let's say, English, it means that he's not going to be able to answer most of the questions. Not because he isn't intelligent, but just because that is not his field. But then, because the one who is asking would be able to ask a lot of questions from a particular field that the answerer would find difficult to answer just because he isn't familiar with the subject area. When audience are asked about who they think is the smartest of the two, they usually will say, yes, the one who is asking the question. Why? Because he's asking a lot of questions that the one who is answering isn't able to answer. Now, this is a classical example of fundamental attribution error in play. People fail to recognize the situational aspect of it, but then judge the smartness of the two by who is able to ask questions that the other isn't able to answer. Now, Robert Young, the actor who played Marcus Welby in a movie, was a very responsible doctor in the movie. So many people saw him in real life as such, and then spammed him with emails asking for advice on health-related problems. He then had to come out to clarify everything, that he is actually not a doctor, and people should try and stop spamming him with such questions. So we got a lot of people who didn't really understand. They didn't want to believe what he was saying. And there was a time when he was just a teetotaler who promoted decaffeinated tea, but then people assumed that he was promoting the decaffeinated tea because of health reasons, but then in reality he just didn't like caffeine. Okay, so these are examples of the fundamental attribution error in play. The fundamental attribution error can have serious consequences. Now, there was a time when a certain movie producer was looking for characters to play gay in a movie. Now, it took him a long time to finally get the person. And this was due to what the fundamental attribution error associated with the character role that he was looking for. So next time when you are tempted to judge someone based on their actions, remember the fundamental attribution error. Consider the situation very well and try to see the full picture. I hope you've learned something new today. Share it with a friend, like the video, comment and subscribe. See you in my next video. Bye.